Rob and Slim Show.
This is Kevin Israel.
Kevin Israel, how you doing, brother?
Good. What's happening, bro?
Not much. Just doing the show. How's the snow up there? Where are you? How far up north are you?
I'm up in Monmouth County.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you probably
We got about, I'd say, I was just out there. I'd say we got about 5 inches, 6 inches.
We might have 1.5 inches, maybe. It just started like an hour or two ago. Like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting, they're saying we might end up with a foot up here.
Oh, wow. Shit.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So fucking like almost the end of March, and we're getting this shit.
Yeah, everybody's trolling us. Mother Nature's trolling us. The president's trolling us. We can't catch a break.
He's controlling it, I heard.
He probably is. He's like, guess what I can do?
It's to fuck with the Mexicans because they don't like that cold weather, I heard.
and it'd be like him to have that bad of aim that he ends up doing it on New York and New Jersey.
I also think all of this is just somehow part of Slambo's plotting.
I thought it was like the Illuminati, but it could be. It could be. Slambo, this could be like his ploy for the next election.
It just might be.
Yeah. Kevin, how's your CD been doing, dude? The struggle is real.
It's good. I know. I was planning on actually presenting it to you in person tonight, and you know, Mother Nature was like, "Nah, that's not going to happen."
Break something.
It's good. It's good. We sold a good amount. We're up on Sirius XM radio.
Cool.
So yeah, it's good. You know, but you know, as soon as you get one out, you just start writing new material for your next one because you feel like the old stuff is stale now.
I was gonna ask too. I saw you're engaged. I didn't know if you were gonna work in like a married set. Like a little.
Oh man!
Take
Come
my
on.
wife.
That's the easiest material. That's what I got to do. That's why I got engaged.
Just for a whole new set.
I was running out of material about my mom and my sad dating life, so I was like, I should probably get married. And my next move will be have a kid.
Yes, because that's what's next. That's always what's next.
Right. Daddy loves you for as much material as you give him.
And that lasts their entire life, even when they're like teenagers and adults.
That hate.
They're gonna be idiots.
That hate keeps going, and they're always gonna be idiots. I have three.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going. It's good. It's good thing. You know, been busy, been getting out there, trying to get out there more. I see you guys are killing it. You're everywhere.
Yes, everywhere, everything to everyone. That's what we are.
every Friday, I look at my tweets and I'm like, oh wow, something I tweeted got retweeted 37 times, and I'm sad. No, it's just Robin Flynn. No, just them and their wacko followers.
It helps. What I was going to ask, Kevin, have you been performing a lot? Have you been performing with like a lot of new comedians, or?
You know, I trying to get up in the city as much. Obviously, you know, New York is the epicenter of everything, so getting up there as much as possible, and doing some road work. I'll be up in Connecticut at a fundraiser this weekend, and did some fundraiser. The fundraisers and the private shows are a big part of my work. That's where the money is at, and that's where a lot of the fun is. So that's a big portion of the work, and just building up an audience. Really, in the end, that's what you got to do. You got to find the people who like you and get them to stay liking you and come out to shows and buy your crap. Yeah, and just keep shilling it to them.
What well, I was gonna ask too. What's the craziest thing you've seen performing stand up?
The craziest thing I've seen. I did a show. I talk about this on stage. I did a show in Newport News, Virginia, at I think it's called Kazi's Comedy Club. I think that's the name of it. That might be a different club. I don't know. It's down in Newport News, Virginia, the tiny little town, little club. It was having a good time. There was a couple sitting right up front, and he was clearly much older than she was. And I was talking to the audience, and I said, how did you guys meet? And he goes, oh, we met in elementary school. And I was like, oh, well, how was how's that possible?
How do I follow that?
And I don't know what. He beat me to the punch. He goes, oh, I was the janitor.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get a restraining order against that guy right there?
He goes, it's not creepy. I waited till she was 16. I was like, oh, no, that's creepy. That's even worse.
It's still fucking creepy. Holy
Security.
Oh my god!
You're just sitting in the hallway with your mop, looking at her, going, "I can't wait 3 more years."
In that janitor closet. Holy shit! Oh, wow.
I'm just picturing this guy dressed up like Freddy Krueger for some reason.
I'm just picturing Slim gets a janitor job soon.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's the only way I'm ever gonna get a girlfriend.
And go to a comedy show. That's a long
Just be a
payoff.
dot on a map somewhere.
You'll be mine when you're all grown up.
That's
You're
new.
gonna fill in real nice.
That's gonna be the new show intro. I'm gonna play that next week. We used to work with a guy, Kevin, and I called him Uncle Daddy because the first day I met this guy, he told me, I'm raising my niece as my daughter. And I'm like, oh, so you're Uncle Daddy. I'm like, that goes under like the stuff you never tell anybody file. Like, what the fuck, bro?
And people just don't know when to keep it personal.
No, and I just awkwardly said, oh, that's cool. And he's like, oh, you don't think that's weird? Everyone else does? And I said, no, and I walked away. Like, what else? What do you want from me, dude? Like, holy shit.
And now suddenly you support those kind of relationships.
Well, I was gonna ask too, Kevin. I saw your trailer parking. I loved it. Is that something you've been doing for a while with Mike Sicoli?
Yeah, Mike Sicoli and I, we've gone on a little hiatus because we've been having conflicting schedules. But Mike Sicoli, another very funny comedian who I'm good friends with, and we're both big movie buffs. We both love blockbuster movies and talking about trailers. I think I like trailers more than movies because once you see the movie, that's it. And if it sucks, you're just over it. But the trailers are when it's still new and exciting. You know, the trailer is like when you first get the present, right before you open it. That's like the best moment.
It sucks when everything good is in the trailer, like sometimes, and that's definitely happened. Right.
Yeah, and we talk about that you know, a lot of times when they put these trailers together, they realize the movie might be a turd. So they're just like, well, let's put all the good shit in the trailer and hope
make them come.
This gets out.
Yeah, they'll come if we put all the good shit out there. But I was watching your one about Ready Player One. That movie I thought looks amazing.
Oh yeah, I read the book, and the book is awesome.
Yeah,
the movie looks amazing. The movie's about it's set in the future, and the world is kind of crappy. It's not quite a post-apocalyptic world, but the world's in bad shape, so everybody exists within this virtual reality system.
It's like now. That's like right now.
Much, yeah.
yeah. We're about 5 minutes away from that.
That's why I love Twitter. That's why I'm so big on Twitter. Fuck my life. My life sucks.
Well, right. That's what you know. What we all want to live virtual lives and be somebody else, and that's what the movie's about.
Yeah.
And it has a ton of 80s nostalgia in it, cartoons and toys and just references from the 80s and early 90s. And so the movie is it's directed by, I think it's produced by Steven Spielberg, and it looks like it's gonna be a pretty cool movie and pretty faithful to the book. So
that's what I was gonna ask.
It's a standalone book.
Did the book have those references as well?
Yeah, well, the book actually has more. So it references a lot of Steven Spielberg's properties, and so Spielberg said he took all of that out because he said it was weird for him to do a movie that was referencing his own property.
I thought you guys said that. I was telling Slim and Slammo about that earlier, like that he didn't put his own things in there.
And it's crazy that they were in the book, and he was like, "No, I'm taking this out."
And you got the chance to just hawk your wares. Like, what was in there that he took out, Kevin? Do you know?
You know, I think I can't remember everything. I think there were some references to Jaws, maybe. And I know there was he did Indiana Jones, didn't he?
That was him and Lucas.
Yeah,
they teamed up for that one.
Yeah, I think there was. I mean, pretty much everything he did in the 80s, there was some reference.
E.T.
I was figuring,
You should have heard what I said earlier when Rob brought this up. I was like, oh, you had to take out the Terminator. And I'm like, wait. No avatars.
Now Kevin is never coming back live. You just blew it there, Slim.
Yeah, about coming in the spring. You can put a hold on that. I'll get back to you. I'll have my people get back to your people.
I wanted to say, Kevin, you were talking about trailers and how sometimes you like the trailers better than the movies. And I haven't seen Justice League yet, but I've heard that like everything that was in the trailer, none of that was in the movie.
Yeah, the Justice League was a complete disaster.
Oh man,
that sucks to hear.
It started off. Zack Snyder was the original director, and then something happened, and some family issues or something, or that was at least the reason they threw out there. So then they brought in what's his name? I can't remember.
I think
Joss Whedon to finish it. So Zack Snyder's movie was really dark, like Zack Snyder does every movie. It was really dark and a lot like Batman v Superman. And then Joss Whedon came in, and Joss Whedon is lighter and he likes to be funny. So he inserted all this humor into it. And either of those movies probably would have been all right by themselves, but jammed together, it's just super awkward, and none of it works. Batman, who was the best part of Batman v Superman, sucked. The whole movie was just a disaster. It was too much CGI. Too much. It was and you know what? As a kid of the '80s and as a comic book geek, and you know, every time and we're living in the best. If you were a comic book geek as a kid, we're living in the best time because there's comic book movies and TV shows are everywhere.
They're doing it right for the most part.
Marvel's doing it well.
Yeah, I said they're doing it right for the most part too. Like nowadays.
Yeah. But DC with Superman and Batman and Green Lantern, they just can't get it right. They're just not doing it because a lot of that is run by Warner Brothers, and Marvel did the right thing. Marvel, once they realized that there was a market for these movies, Marvel set up their own studios, Marvel Studios, and they're making all their own movies.
Oh, okay.
And then Marvel got bought by Disney, and so now when you got Disney money behind you, you do whatever the hell you want.
Dude, I always thought when I first heard of those mergers, I'm like, oh, Disney's gonna screw up the franchise, but Disney does not. They don't. They leave it. Like they do it right.
Yeah, they let them do.
Disney is about that money.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
I want some Disney money, bro.
Yeah. I mean, look, I will sew ears onto my head if they give me some Disney money.
It's so weird with the DC cinematic movies because like their animated films are amazing. Like why can't you just like take some of those scripts? You
know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's Warner Brothers or I don't know what it is that they get too many people involved and too many opinions. And the fan base out there is so strong that if they just made a movie for the fans, like, look, Deadpool was made for the fans, and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Even people who weren't fans of Deadpool.
If that movie was going to get made 20 years ago, people would say you're crazy. It'll never make any money. And it was a box office blow up. It crushed in the box office. The Rotten Tomatoes, the killer on Rotten Tomatoes. And if you just make something that's true to the source material and that the fans will get behind, it'll get a good buzz about it, and then audiences will go out and see it. And that's for some reason DC just won't do that with their their mainstream movies. It's crazy. But they did Wonder Woman all right. Wonder Woman was.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
I did like Wonder Woman. Yeah.
I heard that was really good.
You know what? Wonder Woman was a little like Black Panther. Like, it was a very good movie that got so much hype behind it that, if you go to see it with all the hype, you might be like, nah, I don't really see what all this hype was about. It's okay. Like, Wonder Woman was good, a solid, good performing movie that everybody, the whole political, wave got behind it and everybody freaked out about it. But if you really break up Wonder Woman and look at the story, it wasn't that great. But she was awesome.
That's what I heard about Black Panther. Like, I heard he doesn't really have any tragedy that made him become like that hero and all. Like, he doesn't really have a backstory.
I feel like the villain is a stronger character in that film than he is.
Yeah, they did what they did with Black Panther. What they did, Marvel's shortcoming has always been their villain. They're very good at establishing the superhero and the universe itself, and then they just throw, and the villains almost feel like an afterthought.
Yeah.
And with Black Panther, it really felt like they had a good idea on who the villain was and what his motivation was, so you could buy into him. And even at the end, when it was all going to resolve itself, you still felt kind of sympathetic towards him.
Yep.
They did a real good job with
fleshed
that.
him out.
I felt that way.
I mean, if you break Black Panther down by the numbers, it's the Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
I mean,
I didn't even think of that. You're
Hakuna
absolutely
Matata
right.
It's exactly the Lion King.
I felt the way, though, like you said, about Vulture in The Amazing. Was it The Amazing Spider-Man or?
Just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spiders.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spiders, yeah.
Yeah.
Home spinning.
Homecoming.
Yeah. The Vulture, I fucking loved him. I felt for him like he
He's
was
the best part of that movie.
Yes.
Well, how do you not like Michael Keaton?
Yes, that too.
You can't go wrong with Michael Keaton, and that was a really good movie because you know what? Spider-Man, they got it too. What was Spider-Man Homecoming? They got it because they knew. Look, by now audiences know who Spider-Man is. They know where he came from. We don't need to do his backstory. We can just get into the movie.
They listen to the internet.
Yeah. And you know what the irony there is? Most of the time, if you listen to the internet, you're going to get nothing but crap. But if you know how to parse things through it, you might actually find a decent opinion and an understanding of where the general public is at. But you have to be able to sort through all the shit to get there.
Yeah. What besides Ready Player One, Kevin? What else are you excited to see?
What else am I excited to see?
Infinity
I'm really
War?
looking forward to the Avengers, Obviously, Infinity War is going to be a huge movie that I think that's just going to blow everything else out of the water when it comes to
It has
numbers.
to.
I never saw two. I'm so behind. There's so many. There are so many in the Marvel universe that I'm behind on the Avengers.
I honestly think it doesn't matter. I think you could just go to Infinity War and just get it.
Cool.
You'll get the gist of it. It's just going to be a huge money shot all over the screen of the entire Marvel universe.
Nice.
Because, this is all other. I think it's 18 movies have just been the foreplay and the initial banging up into what's going to be the huge money shot of Infinity War. And let's be honest, most of us just fast forward through all that other crap anyway, so this is what you want to see.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so Infinity War looks like it's going to be really good. I'm excited about Deadpool.
Yes.
There was some rumbling that it wasn't screening well, and that people didn't get it because they apparently the original Deadpool was a little out there, and so they just ran with that and made it even more out there, and people just didn't quite get the sequel. But now it's coming out that wasn't necessarily true, and apparently it's going to be a pretty good movie. So that looks like it's going to be awesome. Ryan Reynolds really found his. It's nice to see when somebody finds what they were meant to do.
Yes. Yes. Because what else did he do? He was
Green Lantern.
I thought he was one of the Fantastic Four. No,
he was Green Lantern.
He was Green Lantern, and
So
he was also a character in the Blade trilogy.
I never seen none of those Green Lanterns. I don't know.
Well, he was Van Wilder and he was Deadpool. That's the important stuff.
Van Wilder is cool. All right.
Other than that, it was like Blade and Green Lantern.
He's not Kevin Bacon over
Which
here.
basically, Van Wilder was Deadpool in college.
Slambo, you're a fan of the Deadpool comics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do you feel that it held up?
Oh yeah,
for that?
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because I love the movie, but I've never read.
They didn't cut any corners with that movie when it came to giving the fans what they wanted.
Cool. And I like the fact they have Cable in it too. Like he was in the what is it, the preview.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty excited about seeing Cable on screen.
It seems weird to me because from what I know of the comics, like whenever you get Cable, you get Apocalypse, but they killed Apocalypse off. So I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna what they're gonna do for Cable's origin story, if they're gonna involve Apocalypse in any way.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't give it. If there's no real intense origin story.
Yeah.
Because just to explain that would be a movie in itself.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably just going to introduce him, give a real vague background of who he is, because he's also from the future and he's Cyclops' son, and
it is really complicated.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So, and people wouldn't Yeah, and now that everything, all the X-Men properties and everything that was over in Fox is now owned by Disney and by Marvel now.
Oh, they got the
I think
X-Men?
they're probably going to try to. What's
Yeah.
that?
I didn't even know that. They got the X-Men license finally?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're doing a series about mutants now too, because I saw a preview for it and
Like
it
a
had the,
TV series?
Yeah,
There's
and it
like
had-
3 of them or something.
I don't
right?
think they're calling it the X-Men, but they have the X symbol.
The Y guys. The Y guys.
I think you're talking about. It's been on for a couple of months now. I forget what the fuck it was called, but yeah, it's all the weird.
I don't think it did
X-Men.
very well.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
No.
Had like
Wait,
Polaris.
the
in
weird
it.
ones? Is it
was
Gambit
like-
weird
oh,
enough?
No, like
Isn't he
no,
fucking
it
stupid
has
enough?
it has like the X-Men you've never heard of, like Polaris and
Jubilee.
Blink,
They all
Blink,
suck.
Blink.
Yeah.
And, like,
Blank.
Yeah.
What does Blinky do?
She opens up portals.
Yeah, she's a purple chick that can open up portals and teleport.
Like anal sex? Like when it yawns?
Yeah.
Like when the butthole yawns? Like, but they're just really tiny portals.
Travels through buttholes.
All right.
From butthole to
Filthiest
butt.
mute.
She can make it yawn. Oh, God bless her. Kevin, what do you have any upcoming projects you can talk about?
You know, strangely enough, I'm writing a kid's book. As
Pop-up
the end
book.
of that scene.
Ho! Is it a pop-up
No.
book?
Well, if they want to do it as a pop-up book, they can do it. It's in the process of being written right now.
Wow.
I've had a couple of publishers check it out, and they're interested.
Cool.
I'm in the process of rewriting some of it because I got some good input. So hopefully that's something that will maybe be out in 2019. I'm writing some stuff for TV that hopefully will catch on, but I think every comedian is, so that's just for me to say something.
That's
And,
still amazing.
I got my series with Mike Sicoli, Trailer Parking. You can catch that on my Facebook page, which Kevin Israel, and on my YouTube channel, Kevin Israel. And yeah, just getting out there. My calendar's up on my website, kevinisrael.com, and trying to get some more national exposure. Going to be working with some clubs out west to get out there.
Cool.
And just grinding away, man. You guys know how it is.
Yes, I know you get it too. I know you're always grinding, bro. I was gonna ask if there was a Rob and Slim movie, who would play Rob and who would play Slim?
Who would play Rob? Oh, that's rough. You can't put me on. You gotta prep me with that question.
Steve.
Steve O?
for Rob.
Who would,
Slammo saying Steve O for me.
that's a pretty good call.
And I feel like they'd get the fucking Kylo Ren, that fucking guy would
Yeah,
probably be.
All right, you don't have to answer, Kevin. Who's gonna play Slambo?
Oh, Slambo. Oh, I mean, maybe a young Danny
Mick
DeVito.
Foley.
Danny DeVito.
Mick Foley.
I like Danny DeVito.
That's good.
He's too old now.
And I apologize to Danny DeVito for that, if he's listening.
Sorry, Danny. Hopefully I'll get you on the show one day, but
Call us.
Kevin, thank you so much, dude.
Thanks for letting me call in, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. The weather sucks.
No problem.
If you'll have me out in the spring, I'll definitely be there.
Absolutely, my man. I will definitely set that up with you.
Awesome. Take care, fellas.
You too, brother.
Have a good one, Kevin.
That was fucking great. Such a great guy. We will be back with Matt Meller. What are you gonna say to Matt Meller?
What's up, Matt Miller?
We gotta say
Or
some
my evil
British.
plot.
You gotta say British slang.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yo, Matt Meller, how's it melon?
I'd be like, pip pip, Matt Meller.
Boy, Matt Miller, how's about
Oi.
joining me evil plot?
How about we go docking together, mates? Isn't that what they say over there?
I think so. They do say a lot of how about we go docking together.
Hey,
Let's go grab a pint at the local pub.
let's go grab me sister, hey? That's a little Rodney Dangerfield and a British guy all mixed together. You did not think it was gonna get this, Matt Meller. Did you?
I did not think.
I did not.
I did not foresee.
This is like next level
I did
Matt
not
Meller.
forsake you. This is like sex level.
Sex level Matt Meller.